Anderson, Bozeman, Montana native, and it will be won by the Grizzlies. So Montana will get the first possession out of the gates here from Bozeman, Montana. Around the top line they work, and the Bobcats coming out in that man-to-man defense. Here's a free throw line shot extended up and good. And Josh Bannon has been really good the last couple of weeks of the season. He's averaging a double-double now 3 straight games, and he starts it off hot with a 2-0 Montana. Here's now the Bobcats' first opportunity. They go inside. It's knocked out of the hands of Jabril Bethel. That time coming across was Mac Anderson. And now Montana trying to extend to their 2-0 lead. Around the top line they go over to the far side corner. It's Robbie Beasley. Beasley, the California native. Here's a right wing 3 up and through. And 2 times down the court, 2 scores coming out of Josh Bannon. That one's a triple. 5-0 Montana out of the gates here. Bannon's able to score at a high rate, 5-0 Montana here with 19:05 left to go in the first half. Now the Bobcats get an opportunity on their offensive side of things. Adamu almost loses the handle there. Now they'll go driving in over to the elbow. Good defense coming out of that Montana bunch, and down to the baseline they'll clear it. Adamu, open look, left wing 3, through! And the Bobcats get on the board. 5-3, Montana still with the advantage. 18:43 to go in the first half. Those 3-pointers have not been falling for the Bobcats the last couple of weeks. Good to see them going out of the gates there. Montana working around the top line now at the top between the legs, coming for Brandon Whitney. Now they go over to the far side corner to Beasley. Beasley driving in with a little 3-footer in front of the rim. He lays it up and in. 7-3, Montana leading Montana State. The Bobcats looking to work quick. Get it to Patterson, now clear it over to the top to Abdul Muhammad. Abdul into the paint, will dish. Adamu yet again trying for that 3-pointer. This time it won't go from the right wing. And we're going the other way now. Montana in transition. Right wing driving in. They'll dish it back out. Right wing 3 up. No good off the mark for Beasley. And a rebound coming down inside for the Bobcats. This game's got some speed to it, Bill. Back and forth it goes.
Really good tempo on both ends of the floor.
Here's Xavier Bishop in the left wing. Turn, spins. Now he gives it to Bello. 17:50 to go in the first half. 7-3, Montana leading Montana State. Here's a jumper from the elbow for Adamu, and it kisses the front of the rim and then goes down. It won't go. Off the front of that rim that time. And Montana's coming down, trying to extend upon a 4-point lead that they hold right now. Around the top line they clear it. Down in front, driving into the paint. Now dish it out top. Back over to the top to clear it to Beasley. Here's a left wing look now for Bannon. And Bannon will hand it off, driving into the paint. Here's Whitney. Clear it back, 5 seconds to shoot. And an offensive foul. The very first foul coming against Mac Anderson in this game. That's his first, that's the team's first. Montana State Bobcats will get the basketball right now. Montana leading at 7-3 with 17:18 to go in this first half. Kyle Owens checks into the game for the first time for Montana. They're the first to go to the bench out of this gate. Still the starters in the game for the Bobcats. Xavier Bishop will cross half court now and get this offense set up. Adamu has kind of been the only shot taker so far. Here's Xavier Bishop going in, loses the handle, fight for the basketball down to the ground. Jump ball, no, they're going to say out of bounds, and it was pushed out of bounds by Jabril Bello. It will go back over to Montana.
UM's last possession, Zach, was really the first time the Grizzlies weren't able to get the ball exactly where they wanted to on the floor. So the Bobcats a little bit more forcing the issue on that last possession. That's what we'll need to see.
3 shots coming out of Montana State, all 3 of them coming out of Adamu so far. The Bobcats looking to move the basketball a little bit better next couple of times down the court. They clear it over to the top now, over to the left top line. Top of the key, driving in now is Hollinger. Hollinger will spin, turn, put it up and through. The hook shot, he's in. 9-3, it's now a 6-point lead, the largest lead for Montana in this game. 16:35 left to go in the first half now. Xavier Bishop clears it. Abdul Muhammad looked like he wanted the shot, drives in, now backs up. And now he'll have the wide open left wing 3. It's through! Abdul Muhammad gets it, and a flop's going to be called against Kyle Owens. The officials stop play to let him know it is a 3-pointer, and it's a 3-point game.
Abdul immediately reacted to the UM bench. I don't know what he heard, but Coach Danny Sprinkle got after him and told him to get back and play defense and quit worrying about what he hears.
This is a spirited rival between everybody, all the fan bases, and everybody on the court. Abdul ushering the Montana bench out of the gates. 9-6, Montana still leads. Here with the basketball now. Beasley drives in, looking for somewhere to go as he lost his dribble. Down to 8 seconds to shoot. Here's Hollinger now. Hollinger dishes down over the corner. 3 seconds into the lane now. Shot put up. No good. Great defense coming out of Abdul Muhammad, but an offensive rebound. Kyle Owens gives Montana another shot of it. Now driving is Hollinger down to the baseline. He's stopped by Abadadami. Back to the top of the key they go. Here's Whitney driving in, and he played a high level. It doesn't matter. Both these two teams this year and the last couple of years have been really stout towards the top half of the conference, but it doesn't matter what it is. They both rise to the occasion for this contest as Xavier Bishop will cross half court. Trying to tie this game, not cut into a 3-point deficit. Abdul Muhammad down to the baseline, backing his way over to the hoop, goes up, and he's fouled. It's the second foul of this game, and it comes against Kyle Owens for Montana. It's going to be his first, team second. Onto the free throw line will go to Bobcats for the first time. Yeah,
and that was an important possession because the Cats swung the ball back to the weak side, and Abdul was able to back his man down inside and get a good look at the rim.
Bobcats shoot 73% from the free throw line. First one's up and good that time, coming for Abdul Muhammad, who throughout the year has been a 73% free throw shooter. He's now 29 for 39 from the charity stripe. Chance to be able to get number 30. He does. It's a 1-point game as both free throws go through for Abdul Muhammad. 9-8. Montana leads it. They've got the basketball. Cameron Parker pass half court, pulling out a couple of commands, and I will pass over to the left wing. They'll clear it back over to the near side now to Cameron Parker again. Parker with the right wing three, too hard off the back of the rim, but an offensive rebound inside for Josh Bannon. Bannon continues to average 8 rebounds per game, and he's got 2 offensive rebounds, cutting down to the baseline. Shots up and good for Kyle Owens, the junior at 6'8", 205. Montana leading it 11-8 over Montana State. 14:55 to go with the first half. Here's Xavier Bishop driving down to the baseline underneath the hoop. Reverse layup too hard that time, and Bello gets the rebound, goes up, and it's all ball coming for Kyle Owens as the down official, and will give the basketball back on the block to Montana. Montana now working across the top line over to the far side. Left wing three, up and down for Derek Carter Hollinger on the far side over there. He gets 3 and he extends the lead back to 6. 6-point lead for Montana over Montana State. Abdul Muhammad at the top, clears it over to the right side. Here comes a whistle. An offensive foul coming against the Bobcats that time.
Well, that's brutal. That was hand fighting inside. They let that go the last 2 possessions between Carter Hollinger and Bello, and so it continues to escalate, and they call the offensive foul, which was really unfortunate turn of events.
Back over to Montana it goes. They hold a 14-8 lead right now. 6-point lead for the Grizzlies over the Bobcats. Sam Lekelot checked into the game for the very first time. One of the first guys off the bench for the Bobcats from that starting unit. Check in and give Abdul Muhammad a shot to sit down. Here's a wide open look from the left wing. Up, no good. Off the side of the rim for Kyle Owens. And a rebound coming inside for the Bobcats now. 14 minutes to go with the first half. The Bobcats trail by 6, 14-8. Here's Abadadami, already made a 3-pointer. Now it's Xavier Bishop in the right wing. Bishop drives into the lane, now stops, turns, pops up, and through. And the Bobcats are within 4, 14-10 now. Leading the way is Montana over Montana State. Montana coming down. Bobcats shooting 43% for the field. Grizzlies shooting 60% for the field right now, 6 of 10. Standing at the right wing is Cameron Parker. Parker clears it back over the top, driving in for the free throw line. Jumper up too hard, and it won't go for Beasley. A rebound inside for Sam Lekelot. The Bobcat offense looking to get back going, push the ball in a hurry. Xavier Bishop makes a man miss. Left wing three up and down. Back within 1. Xavier Bishop with a triple that time, and it's 14-13. He cleared the ball in front, cleared the man from him. Was able to get himself. They're going to call it a 2, is what they're now going to switch it as the official came running down the court and changed it to a 2 after a 3 was on the scoreboard. Driving in down to the baseline, a whistle coming by the down official, that time underneath the hoop. Fouls coming on number 11, Tyler Patterson. That's Tyler's first, team second. Great Asabar in the game. Jabril Bello out of the game. Great Asabar, one of the young freshmen. That was one of the good gets for Coach Chris Haslam and Coach Danny Sprinkle. Need another big to be able to give Jabril Bello some minutes to sit down. And you sometimes wonder, Bill, the freshman, how he's going to be able to perform. But Great's done a great job since coming in.
Yeah, I thought learning the speed and pace of the game was very important. And since that, he's been tremendous.
They clear it right in front of the basket. Turn spin up and good for Josh Bannon. The sophomore gets another 2 to come his way. Bannon has got himself up to 7. He's got 7 of the 16 coming his way so far. The Bobcats now try to get back. Here they have not led in this game. Trying to go down inside of Great Asabar. Ball's hit down to the ground. Great Asabar is trying to get his hands on it. They both do a jump ball, and they will stay with Montana State as the possession arrow points. Great lost the handle there for a second. Here's Raekwon Battle checking in now.
And Great did a really nice job, a smart thing of not just jumping on the man on the floor to tie him up. He just reached down and grabbed the ball, and there was nowhere he could go. So that was a very smart play by Great.
It's hard not to say Great made a great play, didn't it? I almost did the same thing.
I'm fighting upstream on that one.
All right, underneath the basket, Montana State will get the basketball. Xavier Bishop clears it up over to the top to Sam Lekelot. Now Raekwon Battle, one of the top 100 recruits out of high school, went to Washington and then transferred here to Montana State this season to play for Coach Stanley Sprinkle. Here's Sam Lekelot underneath. Some contact and the basket coming his way, and we're back within 2. 16-14. A 2-point ball game here from Bozeman, Montana, with 12:10 to go in the first half. Coach Stanley Sprinkle, the officials here, and he thought there was some contact on his freshman inside Lekelot. They'll go down inside now to Kyle Owens. Owens into the center of the lane, shot up, no good, and a rebound coming for Great Asabar. The Bobcats trying to tie or take the lead as Montana leads at 16-14 with 11:54 to go in the first half. They'll swing it over to the top to Lekelot. Now right wing Tyler Patterson. Long range right wing three, and it won't go. Kendall Ford.
They'll get you fixed up.
All right, Montana basketball coming out of the timeout after the Bobcat was pushed out of bounds that time. And it's now going to be Cameron Parker who crosses half court. 11:35 left now to go in the first half. Driving inside, they'll dish it over to the corner. Corner three thrown up, and it's no good. Off the side for Linnell Martin Jr., who checked in. Another offensive rebound coming inside. A whistle coming against the Bobcats. It's going to be Sam Lekelot. That will be his first, team's third.
Well, that's the Grizzlies have been more energetic getting to the offensive glass. They've done a really good job controlling the boards on this end of the floor.
Yeah, you look at it, 7 rebounds coming for Montana, 5 rebounds for Montana State, but of those 7 for Montana, 3 of them offensive rebounds thus far. They clear it over to the other side. Raekwon Battle gets his hand on it, fight for that basketball on the ground, and a whistle coming against Raekwon Battle. Wow.
Well, there have been this possession, there have been 2 calls that have gone against the Bobcats. One was a hook by Bannon that wasn't called and ended up in a foul on MSU, and now this a hustle play by the Bobcats that went against him. So that's a pretty tough turn of events here in this possession.
We're going driving over to the left now, shot up and no good in the middle of the lane. I'll fight for the rebound. There's a hook inside, and it's going to be Xavier Bishop. They hook it, push it up to Nick Gonzalez. And now Xavier Bishop with the basketball, driving over to the center of the lane, now turns, spins, feeds it. Great Asabar goes up, and he goes a little bit too hard. He's fighting for the rebound, gets his own rebound. Here's Raekwon Battle with the basketball, spinning, turning, and an offensive foul going to be coming now against Raekwon Battle.
This is hard to understand, boy. Travis DeCure is working hard for these calls down at the other end, and he's getting every single one.
5 team fouls coming against the Bobcats, 2 team fouls coming against Montana. 10:52 left to go in the first half, 16-14. Montana leading Montana State. Driving over to the right side now is Beasley between the legs, who cleared over to the top now to Martin. Montana working, driving inside of the lane, turn, spin, shot up, and a whistle coming against Nick Gonzalez.
Every single call.
Gonzalez is first, team 6. So on to the free throw line will go Montana with 10:36 to go with the first half. They'll go to the free throw line for the first time today. They're going to spend a lot of time there with the Bobcats. 16 fouls. Going to be the bonus for most of this first half. Trying to stop right now a 2-minute and 14-second scoring drought as that free throw's up and good. It does just that. Extends the lead, 17-14 right now. Montana over Montana State with 10:36 to go in the first half. Second free throw coming up here now for Brenton Whitney. This is a team you don't want to send to the free throw line. Montana shooting 80% on the free throw line throughout the course of this season. Xavier Bishop over to Nick Gonzalez. Now it's Abed Adami with the basketball at the top of the key. He's driving over to his left now, tries to feed it inside, but it's stolen, taken away now. Fight for the basketball on the ground as Great Asabar got his hand on it, but it's Montana who comes up with it. You're driving over to the right side, trying to get it inside is Beasley. They'll clear it over to the top now, over to the far side to Martin. Martin to the left wing look for Whitney, who's driving over to the top, and Whitney with an offensive foul.
Well, how about that? Good job by Xavier of getting Xavier Bishop of getting in position and then taking the contact.
We'll go ahead and give the basketball back over to Montana State. Montana has led this entire game. They have an 18-14 lead. Back into the ball game goes Mac Anderson now, the Bozeman, Montana product. The senior forward, 6'9", 218 pounds. 10:08 left to go in the first half. Tamu with the basketball on the right wing, clearing it to the top to Sam Lakalot. Takes a dribble. Now loses his and gives it over to Tamu. Back to Sam Lakalot. Back over to Xavier Bishop on the left wing, and a whistle coming. Whistle coming against number 23, Mac Anderson. He's got his second. The team's got their fourth now. Anderson, the only one with 2 team fouls on this Montana lineup.
Bishop did a good job seeing the mismatch he had and pressing the action, trying to get to the baseline.
Bishop clears it over to the top to Lakalot. Lakalot, the freshman, playing some good quality minutes here against the rival. Lakalot with a right wing three. Count it! It's good! Sam Lakalot, welcome to the show. 18-17, back within 1 of the Bobcats with 9:35 left to go in the first half. Driving over to the top is Beasley. Montana trying to have an answer here now. Go down on the baseline, cutting through a couple of defenders, tries to hand it off. Amadou trying to get his basketball, fight for it down on the ground. They're slow to call these jump balls, but they will get the jump ball down. It will stay with Montana. 9:22 remains in the first half. 18-17 Montana in front of Montana State. Back into the game now is Lionel Martin, the Flint, Michigan native for the Montana Grizzlies. One of the good parts about this is they'll stay with the basketball from the jump ball, and they'll stay with just 8 seconds on the shot clock. Clear it down over to the baseline. Here at the top of the key with it is Martin. Down to 4 seconds. Left wing three up. No good. Long rebound coming from Montana. They're now 4th offensive rebound. Out of 8 total rebounds, 4 of those being offensive.
And they've all been long rebounds. They're not necessarily winning the battle down inside, but they get them.
Here's a left wing three thrown up. This time it counts. Robbie Beasley has the answer. Back in front, 21-17. Is Montana over Montana State with 8:50 left to go with the first half now. Here's Jabril Bello. Got back into the game. It was a lot of minutes for Great Asabar, but Bello back into the game, the All-Big Sky selection. Here's Amadou. Count it! And to the free throw line, through some contact, and got the basket to go as well. So then we'll go ahead and send Amadou to the free throw line, but the Bobcats so far today are a perfect 2 for 2. The foul called to number 1, Lionel Martin, his first, team's 5th. 5 team fouls coming against Montana, 16 fouls. It's been a game of runs when it comes to foul. That's now 4 consecutive fouls coming against Montana after the Bobcats had 4 consecutive fouls. Yeah,
you don't usually say it's a run on fouls, but it has been that way.
Free throws up and good, and that makes it a 3-point play and brings it back within 1, 21-20. Montana in front of Montana State here with 8:35 left to come with the first half. Driving over to the top, here's Lionel Martin. Dribble handoff this time over to Whitney, and now they go back over to the top to Josh Bannon. Handoff over to Robbie Beasley. Beasley between the legs, got it 10 seconds. Working this offense. They've gone late to the shot clock last couple of possessions. Driving in, and the block! Oh, wow! Jabril Bello knocks it out of here.
You hear of swats. That was more like a wipe because he took that ball out of Bannon's hands and just wiped it out of bounds. That was a great play.
All right, Montana basketball underneath their own basket. Just 5 seconds of the shot clock. Fadeaway jumper off the inbound will not go for Beasley. And the basketball goes back over to Montana State with an opportunity to take this lead for the first time of the game. 8:05 left to go for the first half. Here's Amadou, right wing three. You betcha! Count it! And the lead goes back over to the Bobcats. 23-21, and the Bobcats are on a run. 6-0 in the last now 39 seconds. They cleared over to the top now to Whitney, trying to get a stop defensively. Another swat! Jabril Bello has it. Gives it off to Xavier Bishop. Bishop now driving over to the right, into the lane, goes up, off glass, no good. Too high off the top of the glass that time, and back over to Montana it goes. Montana State with the lead, 23-21 Bobcats, 7:30 to go in the first half. Montana slowly walking this ball to the top of the key. They've tried to slow this ball game down. The Bobcats have looked to push the pressure consistently. Here's a fadeaway jumper in the lane. Count it. that time for Scott Blankney, and that will tie the game up at 23. So a little 10-foot fadeaway jumper that time. 23-23, all tied up. 7:05 left to go for the first half. Xavier Bishop pass half court, dribbling over to the left, out, turns, spins, gives it to Lekala. Here's Abadadamu, right wing, driving down to the baseline, goes up hard, and got it. Abadadamu, baseline drive that time. 25-23, and the Bobcats take back the lead. Montana State doing a good job for the field. They're for their last 5 now. So let's get loud here in Bozeman, Montana. 6:40 to go in the first half. 25-23, driving in, off glass, up and good for Robbie Beasley. Coach Andy Sprinkle looking at the bench saying that's just way too easy. Xavier Bishop will cross half court, dribble over to the top now, try to get the offense set with 6:24 to go until halftime. 25-25, all tied up. Gabriel Bello dribbling over to his left, gives it to Abadadamu right in front of the 3-point line. This one's blocked. A hand put on it this time for Hollinger. And Montana's got the basketball. Josh Bannon gives it off. Gives it over to Brandon Whitney. Here's a left wing 3 thrown up this time off the front of the rim, and it won't go for Robbie Beasley. Beasley's been trying to get hot. He's got 7 points. There's 3 guys in this lineup right now with 7 points. They're all tied for the team lead for Montana. The Bobcats are led by Abadadamu's 11 so far. 5:50 to go with the first half. 25-25. Driving in, Xavier Bishop gets it to left. So Sam Lekala going to the free throw line to try to take this lead back. He's got 2 of the first ones up and good. And we want to remind you that Top Pump is a proud sponsor of the Brawl of the Wild rivalry series between Montana State University and the University of Montana. It's all sports all season long. Look for special Brawl of the Wild promotions at your local Top Pump. Second one's good as well. The freshman goes a perfect 2 for 2. Plays some good quality minutes. How about Sam Lekala? Coach Andy Sprinkle stops him before he goes off. That's some good quality minutes against one of the rivals.
He's a ham and egger man. He'll get you some boards. He'll get you a couple of good possessions on defense. He's a really good ball player. Starter
Abdul Muhammad's back into the game. 27-25. Montana State in front of Montana here with 5:30 to go with the first half. Dish it over to the corner now. Standing with the basketball's Kyle Owens as Montana gets it over to the top to Whitney. Whitney driving into the lane. Dishes over to the right side. Right side 3 up. No good that time for Derek Hollinger. And a rebound coming inside for Montana. That long rebound from Kyle Owens. Yet again, crashed the offensive boards. That's 6 offensive rebounds in this first half. Turn, spin, shot up and good for Josh Bannon now. The Australian native ties the game up at 27.
He's really a crafty player. He reminds me of a lot of great Grizzly players over the years that are just really smart, always in the right place.
Montana State into the lane now. Fadeaway jumper for Abadadamu will not go. He's the leading scorer for this entire game. 11 points for him. He's 4 of 8 from shooting thus far. 27-27. Tied up Montana with the basketball. And 4:44 left to go in the first half. Dish it over to the right side wing now to Whitney. Whitney goes inside. They haven't had a ton inside. Double teamed is Bannon. Bobcats will bring it down. Xavier Bishop. Running point. He's been in the entire time thus far for the Bobcats. Xavier's been challenged last couple of weeks now by Coach Danny Sprinkle. And this one in and out of the hands of Gabriel Bello. And a whistle coming, a foul coming against Montana. Yeah, foul coming on number 35, Derek Hollinger, his first, team 7th.
Well, again, that looked like a clean defensive play down at the other end. And the whistle was fairly late, so that will put the Bobcats on the line.
Yeah, the Bobcat bench was already disappointed that they had lost that basketball and put her out and realized that actually they're going to the free throw line. So 1-and-1 bonus coming for Gabriel Bello. His first free throw will not go off the front of the rim that time. Both these two teams are going to be in the bonus for the next 4 minutes and 15 seconds now. Montana gets it down to the baseline to Owens and now clears it back over to the top to Beasley. 4:05 left to go with the first half. 27-27. A good first half so far. Fadeaway jumper won't get a piece of the rim that time for Beasley. And a rebound inside for Montana State. Abadadamu with the basketball, clears it into the lane, over to Bello. Bello now will go up, and it's blocked off the side of the rim that time by Hollinger. And a couple of 3-pointers and a couple of jumpers to go his way. Bobcat basketball underneath their own basket now. Patterson looking to go somewhere, and he'll go to Abdul Muhammad. Muhammad now turns and spins his way into the lane. Shot up off glass, and it won't go, but the rebound there for Abdul Muhammad. He tips it back up and in. And the Bobcats back in front, 29-27. Bobcats lead it. Abdul Muhammad with 7 points so far. Had a nice little run in the short amount of time. Again, Sam Lekelot played a lot of minutes for him. That forward position has turned into a lot of points for the Bobcats. Here's Vasquez off glass up to good. Got the answer on the other side of it. Montana State now with the basketball. 29-29. All tied up. 3:10 to go with the first half. Abdul Muhammad at the top. Gives it over to Tyler Patterson. Patterson now goes down inside a Great Asabar. Back at his way up with a hoop. Turn, spin, shot up, and good for Great Asabar. 31-29. Montana State back in front. Great Asabar in there, giving some good quality minutes for the Bobcats. Giving Jabril Bello a shot to be able to get a water, a little bit of breath under him. Also, if he gets into foul trouble at all, Great Asabar able to come in there as well. Here's Vasquez at the top of the key. Driving up to the left, trying to get inside near the hoop. Turn, spin, shot up in front of the rim, but it won't go. Patterson gets the rebound. Here's Xavier Bishop now. Bishop crosses in front. Crosses around a defender now. Reverse layup up, and it hits the top of the rim, and then hits off the side. Hits the top of the backboard, that is. And then hits off the side of the rim that time of the Bobcats. Coach Youssef saying, get back on defense. Bobcat defense has held Montana to just 29 points. They average 74 on the year. 2:10 to go with the first half. Driving over to the far side is Beasley. Beasley gets it down into the corner now to Josh Bannon, who's been averaging a double-double the last 3 consecutive games. Beasley with 7 points so far. Dishes over to the corner down to Beasley, and there's the travel. Coach Andy Sprinkle wanted it the first time, but it will come the second time. Nick Gazales will check in for the Bobcats as Patterson takes a seat.
And Nick Gazales is an important player for MSU, and he's finding his range from the perimeter. The Bobcat offense is a lot more diverse and a lot more dangerous. And we've talked about it, but Josh Bannon is really doing a good job kind of controlling the tempo inside. He and Carter Hollinger are 7 for 10 from the floor, and they're really carrying the load for the Montana Grizzlies.
Yeah, Bannon already 9 points, 4 rebounds already, so he's well on his way here yet again to try to make it 4 consecutive double-doubles. A little bit of water on the court. They're clearing up right in front of the Montana bench. Bobcat basketball with the 31-29 lead right now. 2-point lead with a minute 55 to go with the first half. Xavier Bishop dribbling over to the top now, off over to the right wing. Give it over to Great Asabar at the top of the key. Great Asabar now trying to find somebody. There's some contact with Nick Gazales down inside. Here's Adamu. Back his way up on the hoop. Down to 9 seconds. It's taken by Adamu on a ball that looked like it was going to be stolen. Adamu down to the center of the paint. Up and good. Adamu continues. He's up to 13 points for the Bobcats. Montana State with their largest lead at 4.
That was an energy play by Adamu, and that's what the Bobcats needed right there.
Looked like it was going to be stolen away. Almond gets it and gets points. But at 15 to go in the first half. They got him on the far side wing. Now clears it over the top here to Cameron Parker. Parker driving it off glass up to good. That makes it 33-31 now. Back to a 2-point game with a minute 03 to go until halftime. What a ball game in the Big Sky we've got today. Here's Adamu over to the right wing to Xavier Bishop. And Bishop now dribbling, crosses in front of himself. Down to 50 seconds. Nick Gazales at the top. Turns, spins, gives it over to Xavier Bishop. Bobcats down to 10 seconds to shoot. Go inside to Great Asabar. Turns, spins, goes up. Count it! And to the free throw line for the young freshman. Nice play by Great Asabar. It's the young guys who are coming through and shining bright today. And Kellen Times will check in for Nick Gazales.
Tremendous job of knowing where he was on the floor. He didn't get pinned too deep under the backboard, and Great took his time, got his defender on his hip, and then powered up through contact for the basket.
Free throws up and good that time for Great Asabar. Down to 40 seconds left to go with the first half. 36-31, and the Bobcats with a 5-point lead. Bobcat bench saying, get loud and get into it. Over to the left wing, it's probably Beasley. Beasley clears it to the top over to the right wing. Driving in now is Parker. Parker will dish it down inside now to Hollinger. Hollinger turns, spins, off glass, good. Man, he's got that good fling. Never lost a game this season where their opponent has shot less than 50%. Pulling Montana right now to just 47. Full court pressure coming out of the Grizzlies here for the first time of the game. 15 seconds remain. Shot clock turned off. Abdul Muhammad in a little bit of trouble here, and will clear it to Xavier Bishop. Down to 10 seconds to get it past half court. Xavier here at the top of the key, down to 5 seconds. Run of the set play, gets a screen in front, down to 2 seconds. He'll throw it up, draw some contact, up, no good. Off the side of the rim, it'll start with the Grizzlies. Montana Grizzlies get that basketball coming out of the halftime break now, and going to put 25 seconds on the shot clock as the shot clock did not start whenever the game clock started. They stopped playing to get it back going and get it lined up together. Montana will start with the basketball, try to tie or at least cut down on a three-point deficit. Driving in off glass that time, but it won't go for Hollinger. Fight for the rebound. Bellows got it. And the Bobcats will try to extend their three-point lead. You know, the very opening possession for the Bobcat offense. Abinadamu over to the top to Jabril Bello. Bello back over to the team leader, Abinadamu. Almost loses the handle that time, but it clears it to Abdul Muhammad. Here's Xavier Bishop on the right wing. Gets a screen out of Abdul Muhammad and gives it to Abdul. Abdul at the top of the key will let it fly. Three-pointer down. Jabril Abdul Muhammad gets the three-pointer at the top of the Bobcats with their largest lead of this game. It's now 6, and it's a 39-33 advantage for the Bobcats with 19:10 to go in the ball game. Dribbling over to the right now is Whitney. Goes over to the far side. And as Whitney gets it over to Beasley, they go down inside again. Turning, spinning, shot up, and it won't go for Mac Anderson, who had a little bit of a quiet first half that time, and a rebound coming inside now for Montana State. 6-point lead, trying to add to it. Here's Coach Giannis Sprinkle and the Montana State Bobcats. Xavier Bishop at the top. This is a veteran group for the Bobcats. Abinadamu, Xavier Bishop, Jabril Bello, Abdul Muhammad. These are guys that are 3, 4, 5 years at the college level. Jabril spinning inside, turns, puts it up, fadeaway jumper, no good. That time, but it won't go, and a rebound coming inside for Montana. Montana now driving in, shot up, off glass. Wow, it's good. That time for Robbie Beasley. He almost lost that handle on the ball that came into his chest. Still found a way to be able to finish near the hoop. Brings it to a 39-35 advantage for the Bobcats. Here's Abinadamu, right wing, three-pointer. Abinadamu, when the Bobcats are coming out firing. A 7-point lead now for Montana State. 42-35, and the Bobcats in front with 18:02 to go in the second half. There's Montana driving over to the right. It's Beasley into the lane now. Turns, spins, gets it over to the other block to Anderson. Anderson now turning away, and he traveled. He got pushed around inside. Bello used his body, and he traveled that time.
There was a lot of contact. I'm sure Mac Anderson playing with a tremendous amount of emotion today, his last ball game in his hometown. But Jabril Bello did a tremendous job just holding his position.
It's Xavier Bishop. Gets it over to Abdul Muhammad. Abdul goes down inside by 7 right now. 42-35 advantage for Montana State. Inbound it to Bello now. Bello down to the block, going to work. Turning, spinning, getting himself closer to that hoop. Into the center lane, goes to the other block, and he's fouled. They'll go to the free throw line now. This one coming against number 35, Derek Carter Hollinger, his third and the team's second.
Well, that was a great patient move by Jabril, especially getting the ball to his left hand. The shot he missed down here on the previous possession, he missed with his right hand, and he went to his strong side and got the foul.
Jabril Bello down with a couple of dribbles and a shot up, no good. Off the back of the run that time. Bello's had a little bit of woes here today for the free throw line. He's been a really good free throw shooter for the Bobcats as a big man. He's 0 for 3 today. Overall in the year, he's shot the most free throws by far, and he's 73%, 71 of 97. He does get the second one to go. Bobcats in front by 7. 17-24 to go with the second half. Right wing, they cleared over to the top. Now get it off over to Brandon Whitney. Whitney clears it over to Beasley. Beasley now driving into the center of the lane. A little 5-footer up, and it won't go. And just grabbed up there. Abdul Muhammad takes it away. The Bobcats are going the other way now. Xavier Bishop in the right wing, and a double foul coming.
Since the 8:51 mark of the first half, Zach, when Montana led 21-17, the Bobcats have outscored the Grizzlies 25-14. So Montana State doing a better job getting the ball where they need it on the offensive end, down low, and working from the inside out.
So it was Bello and Anderson. It's the first one, or no, the second one coming against Bello, and the third one coming against Anderson. And Montana State will get the basketball underneath their own hoop now. And here's going to come up another foul. This one's coming against Mac Anderson, and he's got 4. Mac Anderson with 4. The team is now up to 4 fouls. Travis Secure is trying to have a conversation. Linnell Martin is going to check into this ball game, and Physical Insider, our viewing audience here on ESPN Plus, can see that right after a foul like that, you got to back off a little bit. Adamu checking with the basketball at the top. They'll get it inside to Patterson. Patterson on that right block underneath the hoop goes up with a little hook shot up and good for Tyler Patterson. And the Bobcats have extended to a 9-point lead. 35 points for Montana, 44. All right, Montana basketball now in a 44-35 lead for the Bobcats with 16:45 to go with their second half. Montana looking to go on a run for the first time since early on in this game. Here's Hollinger with the basketball. Kicks it over to the right side down to Robbie Beasley. The Bobcats have gone deeper in their lineup. That's much in part why they don't have as much foul trouble on one specific guy. A couple of guys hit with 3 for Montana, one with 4. Here's a block inside for Bello. And now Adamu will get the outlet pass. Bobcats with a 9-point lead, trying to get to double figures for the first time in this ball game. Here's Xavier Bishop at the top, driving over to the right. Now off over to his left, looking to feed it inside. He'll let a floater go off glass. Count it! Xavier Bishop drives in and gets money out of it. 46-35, and the Bobcats in front by 11. It was 16:02 to go with the second half now. Driving into the center of the lane, they kick it over to the far side. Now off over to the top to Robert Beasley. Here's Hollinger. Hollinger with a jumper left wing. Won't go. It was right in front of the three-point line. And a rebound coming inside for Montana State. The Bobcats trying to build upon an 11-point lead right now over their rival in Montana. Been a while since the Bobcats have been winners in this series. Montana's dominated it so far in the last couple of seasons. And the Bobcats right now dominating this game up by 11, 46-35. Abdul Muhammad kicks it over to the right wing to Patterson. Now it's Xavier Bishop at the right wing. 4 seconds to shoot. He will shoot. Right wing 3 up. No good. That time it rolls out. Long rebound coming for the Bobcats, though. Adamu clears it over the top now to Xavier Bishop. Inside Bello. No one there. 1943-44 season, which would have been World War II, that the two teams did not play. And right now, Montana has won 19 of the last 20. That's the most dominant stretch out of either of these two teams over a 20-year span. And the Bobcats trying to take care of business here in Bozeman. Clear it over to the right side now. It's going to be Josh Bannon. Bannon will clear it off over to the top out of Cameron Parker. Get it down inside to Parker. 7 seconds to shoot. Throws it up and in. That time off this side of the rim. It rolls through. 48-37. The Bobcat lead cut to 11. With 14:38 to go in the second half.
It was an important possession by the Grizzlies, and Parker really took things into his own hands. That was a good play.
Samalakalat gives it over to the top to Great Asabar. Great Asabar with a handoff now to Tyler Patterson. Back over to Great Asabar. Over to the other side. Adamu, the leading scorer for the Bobcats, has got himself 18 now. How about that pass from Great Asabar?
Just beautiful court vision by Asabar.
Here's Montana trying to have the answer now as the Bobcats lead at 40-37. They're trying not to get over and back. And did they get the timeout? They did. Calling a timeout as he was going after the basketball that time was Josh Bannon. Another timeout taken by the Montana Grizzlies. They're down to 2 timeouts left now. We've had a number of timeouts in the first now 5 minutes and 56 seconds of this game. And we'll keep it right here in a 50-37 ball game in which the Bobcats lead it by 13. But we talked about it, I know, last week with Coach Brian Cravey. He was talking a little bit about the court awareness from a freshman to be able to pass the ball like that, get it to the other block is not something that most guys come in having possessed like Great Asabar has.
The Grizzly defender had fallen down is why the 2-on-1 mismatch down below, and a lot of young guys might have just lost their sense of perspective for a second and taken that ball up, but Great had the sense and the presence of mind to draw the defender to him and then make an easy dish off.
50-37, the Bobcats in front by 13 with 14:04 now left to be played in this ball game. Montana working around the top line. They've got down to 10 seconds to shoot. Driving up to the right is Beasley. Raekwon Battle checked into this game. Here's a right wing 3 up and no good. That's coming from Martin. But it is an offensive rebound yet again coming for Montana. Cleared over to the top left wing now. It's Parker with the basketball driving in. Gets the foul, throws up, and good that time. Giving 7 points now. It brings it back within 10. 50-40. Montana State right now in front by 10. Here with 13:40 to go in the second half. These two teams very capable of making runs. Have done it throughout the season. Montana right now on a bit of a win streak. And a couple of big wins when you look at it. Against Eastern Washington, against Weber just a couple of days ago as well. So I mean, they've played some of those top level teams. Driving in this time, it is blocked. That time a hand on it for Beasley, and it's blocked out of bounds. It will stay with Montana State. Here's 6 seconds remain on the shot clock. 13:21 remains in the second half. It is 50-40, and now Xavier Bishop is kind of down and gingerly getting up. He was knocked down over to the ground, and he's kind of holding that right leg a little bit.
Taking a second to collect himself while the floor gets wiped up. He was aggressive on the take, but very good defense by Montana.
Inbounded over to the block. Jabril Bello goes up, and it rims out. It will not go, and Montana's getting the rebound. Ball that Coach Andy Sprinkle throws his hands up, knows that his team should be able to execute it to get the ball down to the block like that. Driving inside of the top, it's Martin. Martin clears it over to Cameron Parker. Parker backing his way into the hoop now, throws it up, and another whistle coming against the Bobcats to go ahead and send Cameron Parker. Been the workhorse last couple of minutes now. Parker will go to the free throw line to try to add 2 more on. Right now, a 10-point game with the Bobcats leading 50-40 with 13:02 to go with the ball game.
Parker's on a 7-2 run of his own, or a 5-2 run of his own right here with a chance to add 2.
Free throw up and good that time. Hey, don't miss any of the game day action due to cloudy vision. With the world's most advanced technology and experience in surgeons, Advanced Times of Vision will help you see all the plays this winter with clear vision after cataract surgery. Visit AdvancedTimesofVision.com to set up your cataract evaluation. Here's the free throw around the rim, and it won't go. Great Asabar with the rebound, and the Bobcats hold a 9-point lead with the basketball. 12:55 left to go in this ball game. Xavier Bishop drives over to the right side now. Gets a screen out of Great Asabar, drives into the lane, and gets it over to Raekwon Battle. Battle at the top of the key, driving into the lane now. Turns, spins, and knocked out of his hands. A turnover going the other way. That's something the Bobcats haven't had much of here in the second half. Or Montana for that hand. Both these two teams playing clean basketball. Driving in, count the basket. Yet again, the Bobcats follow as Beasley's basket is good, and he'll try to make it a 3-point play. This one coming against Great Asabar. Will pick up his first.
Yeah, that was just a terrible matchup from Montana State's perspective on the perimeter, and give the Grizzlies credit. Robbie Beasley saw that matchup, took Asabar to the hole, and got the hoop and the free throw.
Free throws up and no good that time. The Grizzlies able to score in a hurry. They're on a 6-0 run in the last minute, 12 seconds. 50-43. This back to a ball game at 7. Bobcats led by as many as 13. 12:23 to go in the second half. Here's Raekwon Battle over to the top now to Sam Lakalot, and a whistle comes. A whistle coming against Montana down inside, battling with Jabril Bello, and it's Josh Bannon who will just pick up his first. Well, he's done a good job of making a big impact on this game, but not picked up those fouls like just about everyone else has down inside. Now checking into the game is Abdul Muhammad.
Josh Bannon is really a tremendous player. I enjoy watching him. He's very smart, very aware of where he is on the floor at all times.
Bobcats have not scored for over 2 minutes now. 2-minute, 3-second scoring drought. We'll try to stop with this possession, and just not understanding where the guy was. It was a free ball given. They thought Raekwon was cutting over to the right, but Montana was right there instead. Here's the Grizzlies now, getting it over to the far block. Wide open look. They move around the timeline in a hurry. Here with the basketball now is Parker. Parker driving in, blocked out of there by Jabril Bello, and it's out of bounds, and it will stay with Montana underneath their own basket that time. Immediate timeout here.
Here in the second half, and that's been important.
So it's Montana basketball underneath their own basket. Now a little jumper from 10 foot off the side of the rim, but it won't go. That time inside for Josh Bannon. And just a little miscommunication. Again, it hits off the side hip of Abdul Muhammad, who wasn't even looking that time. And luckily, he does secure it before another turnover comes the way of back-to-back times for the Bobcats. Get it inside to Bello now. Bello back at his way, turns, spins, and ducks it. 2 hands and through. Back to a 9-point lead for Montana State. 52-43. The Bobcats lead it with 11:24 to go in the second half. Driving over to the left now is Robbie Beasley. His way over the hoop now is Cameron Parker. Parker gives a handoff over to Beasley. 10 seconds to shoot. Beasley clears it over to the top now, over to the right side. Here to Martin. Martin feeds over to the corner to Hollinger. Hollinger can't get it to fall that time, with a rebound coming inside for the Bobcats. Montana State trying to send it back to a double-digit lead, 52-43. Bobcats in front by 9 with a 10-47 to go in the second half. Raekwon Battle driving down to the baseline. Raekwon looking for somewhere, and it's trying to go across the court, and it's going to be saved to take it away now by Montana. Look at turnovers, 8 of them now coming against the Bobcats. A lot of those coming here in the second half. Here inside, little floater up, no good. That time for Bannon. It's off the back of the rim, went a little bit too hard of it. 7 turnovers for Montana, 8 turnovers for Montana State. So Montana, after that 6-0 run right now on a scoring drought, have not scored in the last 2.5 minutes. They're 0 for their last 4. Here's Amadou loses the basketball, down to the ground, fight for the basketball, up to Muhammad, play it out, down to the court. Kellen Times checks in, so the Bobcats with a couple of point guards, they'll throw Times in, sometimes take a little of the pressure off Xavier Bishop, and Kellen Times is the best defender on this team. There's no question of that. They'll get it down inside to Bello now. Bello with a couple of dribbles down to the right block, down to 5 seconds. Abdul Muhammad now backs his way away from the hoop. Down to 2 seconds. Here's Jabril Bello, loses the handle now, throws it up with the elbow, no good. It didn't get a piece of the rim, so they'll have to take it out of bounds that time. Well, Montana underneath their own basket.
Yeah, the Cats totally lost track of the shot clock on that possession with the reset to 20 after the foul.
Cameron Parker will take it out. The Oregon native at 6'2", 170-pound senior. Good rivalry and a good game today, but the Bobcats holding a 52-43 point lead. Over to the top down to Parker. Parker with a couple of dribbles, looking for somewhere to go, and he finds a hard time getting it over to Beasley because of Kellen Times' defense. Beasley throws up a right wing three that will not go, and a rebound coming from Montana. A nice one inside for Anderson, who's playing with 4 fouls.
Really athletic play by Mac Anderson.
Here at the top down, crossover for Parker. Parker driving in, and a whistle coming against the Bobcats. A whistle coming against Kellen Times. Look at his first. The team will pick up their just 4th. 14 fouls coming against the Bobcats, 16 fouls coming against Montana. Montana will get the basketball underneath their own basket here with 9:11 to go in the second half. 52-43. The Bobcats holding a 9-point lead. Cleared over to the top now to Cameron Parker. Parker dribbling up to the right, driving down to the baseline. A whistle coming onto the free throw line yet again. Not going, it's going to be Montana as this foul whistled against number 5, Amadou, who picks up his first and the team's 5th.
That was a tremendous move by Parker. A little stutter step delay, and he got right past Adamu, and Bello may have saved an M1 with a clean block there at the very end.
All right, so onto the free throw line goes Cameron Parker to try to stop a 3-minute, 35-second scoring drought here from Montana. They've struggled after that early run to start the second. At about the 16-minute mark now to score in the last couple of minutes. Free throw is up, and the free throw is good. And the Bobcats, they need your support to go for the win. Donate to the Bobcat Club's 3 to Win campaign to reach our $3 million goal supporting student athletes. Second free throw's up and good. Time.
Parker 2 points at halftime, up to 10, so he has 8 here in the second half.
Parker making his way. He's just kind of making his own plays, too. Getting into the hoop, dribbling past a couple of guys. Impressive second half so far for Parker. This one's just about stolen away. Now Kellen Times with the basketball, driving into the lane. Now off glass too hard. It will not go. And the rebound is going to be off the Bobcats. A nice save down to the corner by Lenomar to throw it off Jabril Bello. And it stays with Montana. Now they'll get the basketball. 7-point ball game. These offensive rebounds have not been easy in this game. Both these two teams fighting off the glass. Tied up on the rebounding category. Both the teams hit with 24 rebounds, but it's 9 offensive rebounds coming for Montana. Driving in, another whistle coming. And yet again, guess who? Cameron Parker going to the free throw line.
He's taken this game over, and he was exactly what the Grizzlies needed when they needed him. And he has done a brilliant job of putting his team on his back and getting him into the deep part of this ballgame.
Parker came into this game averaging 8 points per game. He's already got himself 10. He's going to the free throw line now to try to add a couple of more. Been the free throw line at Parker, who has kept Montana in this game. They haven't had a shot from the field fall in over 4 minutes now, but Parker's free throws continue to pull this within a game. It is back to a 6-point game, a 2-possession ball game for the first time since very early on in the second half.
It'll be about 1 basket in about 5 minutes by the time the Bobcats get reorganized down at their end of the floor.
Second free throw is good. Back to a 5-point game. 52-47. The Bobcats in front right now 8 for 10 for the free throw line is Montana in this game. 6 of 9 for the free throw line for 67% of the Bobcats. Here's Xavier Bishop around the top line. Get it over to the top now to Abdul Muhammad. Abdul turning, spinning, almost loses it, but now gets it to Ahmed Adamu. Down to 10 seconds to shoot for the Bobcats. Ahmed Adamu gets a screen, trying to get a screen from Jabril Bello. He gets that, crosses over, goes to the hoop. Too hard off glass. It won't go, and a rebound coming for Montana. Montana now with a 3-on-2, and they'll wait for a couple of guys to get back to try to work this offense around a little bit. Heats the ball coming out of the media timeout. Here with 7:50 left to go with the ball game. These two always have a spirited fight back and forth, and that's what we're shaping up to have. Another good one here today. Around the timeline they go. Xavier Bishop in the left wing with the basketball. Clears it to Ahmed Adamu, the leading scorer for the Bobcats at 18. Ahmed driving in. Over to the left block, now clears it to Xavier Bishop. Xavier Bishop, left wing 3, no good. Way off the mark that time, doesn't get a piece of the rim. And we'll go the other way for Montana now after the rebound. 5-point ball game, still a 2-possession game. Montana trying to bring it within 1. Here's Parker now, who's been a threat. They'll get it over to the right wing. Right wing 3 up, no good for Bannon. And a rebound inside for the Bobcats that time. Wide open look for Bannon that time. It's a scary place to be. He's able to knock a lot of those now. Bannon's already got 9 points. He's trying to get to double figures for yet another ball game. He's been able to do it in the last 3 straight. Xavier Bishop at the top, feeds it down inside to Bello. Bello with a couple of dribbles now into the center of the lane. Turn, spin, shot up. Oh, it bounced all around. It looked like it was going to go through, but it does not. So onto the free throw line to shoot 2. He's now going to be Jabril Bello. And that is Mac Anderson's 5th foul.
Well, the Bobcats expanded their lead in the first half by going through Bello, running the offense through Bello, and Mac Anderson is an excellent player, an excellent defensive player, and he did a great job of limiting Bello's touches down low here in the last few minutes. But Mac Anderson will take a seat, and it's got to be a tough walk for the Bozeman High kid.
You can tell that Coach Travis DeCure looked like it was under the mindset, hey, let's just go with Anderson as long as we can. We know that we're probably not going to be able to get the whole time. He got his 4th foul a while ago, and goes all the way to his 5th. Anderson, a Bozeman product, 6'9", 218-pound senior, will walk off the court for the final time of this rivalry. Here's a second free throw up, and good that time for Bello. He goes 2 for 2 that time after going 0 for 3 his first couple of times. I believe it. He got help out the old stat category a little bit. 54-47 the Bobcats with a 7-point lead. 6:43 left to go in the second half. Driving into the lane, they'll feed it off. Give it back over to Parker. Parker with the basketball down to the baseline. Whistle coming against the Bobcats. Kellen Times is going to be charged with it. Kellen Times will go ahead and pick up his 2nd personal. The team's got 6. The team's got 8. So 18 fouls coming against the Bobcats. 17 fouls coming against the Grizzlies. So it is going to be a bonus situation for both teams for the remaining 6 minutes and 36 seconds.
When you force the action, good things happen generally, and Cameron Parker has really forced the action. He's making things happen for the road team here today.
Free throws up and good. Time coming for Parker. What's kind of interesting, even in the 1-on-1, I'm putting guys on the block down there. They're electing just to let the Bobcats get down there and get that. Got a lot of confidence in Parker at the free throw line. Second free throws up, no good that time, and a rebound coming for Jabril Bello. 6-point lead. Right now for the Bobcats, trying to build upon it a little bit better. Really quite amazing, too, that Montana's been able to get back into this game. They haven't shot a single shot from the field that's gone in the last now 6 minutes and 15 seconds. They've done all their work from the free throw line, basically, down by as many as 13. And to a 6-point game. Bello turning on the baseline, reverse leg. God, what a move by the big fella underneath the basket. 56-48, and the Bobcats back to an 8-point lead, a 3-possession lead. Now for the Bobcats with 5:57 to go in the second half. A second half that they have really led the entire way. They have extended their lead. There's a jumper right to the free throw line up, and good for Bannon. Nothing but net that time, and wraps around and comes on down, 56-50, and stops a 6.5-minute. That time, field goal drought. Nothing falling from the field for Montana. Who other than Josh Bannon to be able to stop that up. Bannon's got himself 11 points now. He's got 8 rebounds, so he's a little bit away still from that double-double. And an offensive foul. Coming against Jabril Bello that time, he got his right shoulder into it. That's his 3rd personal. It's the team's 9th. Yeah, he turned that shoulder a little bit too much. It's a physical game inside when you look at the replay. shoulder into him.
Yeah, Jabril Bello started too far out at the free throw line. He had too much ground to cover to get down to the block. And great presence of mind by Carter Hollander. He's not contributed much offensively this half, but he's playing really well on defense.
Parker now dribbling over to his left. So give it over to a left wing. Left wing three up. No good for Josh Bennett. And a rebound inside for Montana State. Xavier Bishop with the basketball. Driving down the hoop now, or driving down the court, that is, with 5 minutes left to go in the second half. The Bobcats holding to a 6-point lead. Abdul-Muhammad inside to Bello. Bello now turns, spins his way back over the hoop, denied by the side of the rim. Coach Hanna Sprinkle is livid. He thought there was a lot of contact on that play. Here's Parker now, playing it over to the top now to Martin. Martin driving into the lane, dishes over to the right wing. Double teamed at the right wing. Now was Beasley, and he'll clear it out over to the top now to Martin. Martin clears it over to the left wing. Here's a left wing three up for Parker. Good. Wow. Cameron Parker gets a triple to fall that time, and we're to a one-possession game. 56-53. It is a three-point game with 4:22 left to go in the second half here from Worthington Arena in Bozeman, Montana. Coach Hanna Sprinkle still letting the officials hear that foul. There's the foul and the basket for Xavier Bishop. Xavier Bishop trying to get his own three-point play. 58-53, the Bobcats right down front. Coach Hanna Sprinkle still letting them hear it a little bit. He is still under the thought process that they missed one on the other end, as Xavier Bishop will go to the free throw line now. They see 18 foul coming against Montana. Trying to make it a three-point play. Free throws up. It's good. It's a big free throw right there. That stretches into a full 2 possessions.
That was a tremendous answer by the senior Xavier Bishop.
Montana now the offensive end. Down in the corner, trapped over to the far side is Parker. Out of bounds, and it was last touched by the Bobcats that time.
Very fortunate turn of events for the Grizzlies for Cameron Parker, because he was trapped on the sideline, and had he not lost that ball out of bounds off Montana State, he'd have had to have used a timeout.
Martin down to the sideline, will inbound it over to Cameron Parker. Parker at the top, he'll switch it over to Xavier Bishop. But Bishop now driving in. Here's a fadeaway jumper that will not go. And a rebound inside for Abdul-Muhammad. And the Bobcats now with a 6-point lead, 3:50 to go in the second half. Bobcat offense coming out here, trying to get points, trying to extend it to a 3-point lead right now. Xavier Bishop crosses between his legs. Now dishes over to the right, top of the top. Here's Abdul-Muhammad at the top. They'll go down inside to Great Asabar. Asabar, it's got nothing. He'll clear it out over the times. Down to 5 seconds for the Bobcats. Here's Xavier Bishop driving in, 3 seconds. Tries to feed it over to Great Asabar. Too many passes, not enough.
It is the offensive end for Montana State, and Bobcats now with an important defensive stand here, and the Grizzlies with the hottest hand on the floor, Cameron Parker with the ball in his hands.
So Parker now dribbling off that screen, getting close to the hoop now, goes off the side of the rim, and it will not go. Trying to get his own rebound, out of bounds. Who to go off? It went off Great Asabar, they say, and it will stay with Montana underneath their own basket as Great Asabar will check out. Jabril Bello will check in. Here's the inbound. Over to Josh Bannon. Bannon now clears it over to the top to Martin. Martin over to the far side now to Cameron Parker. 3:04 left to go with the ball game, and a 6-point lead for Montana State. Driving over to the right is Parker. He'll drive in, turn, spin, off glass up, and good. What a play. Parker has been as good as advertised. 18 points for him. And 16 of those coming here for the second half. 59-55, and the Bobcats leading it by 4 right now. Here's Xavier Bishop with 2:40 to go. Gives it over to Abdul-Muhammad, now over to the right wing. And getting down inside to Bello, and a whistle coming. Both those 2 officials both saw it. A whistle coming against Montana's number 35, Derek Hollinger. That's going to be his 4th. Going to have to be careful as the team is up to 9. Both these 2 teams have been 9, so a double bonus for the rest of the way out.
Carter Hollinger, a tremendous player. He's had a big hand in keeping Jabril Bello a little bit quiet here in about the last 20 minutes of game time.
Bello with a couple of dribbles. Here's the free throw up halfway in and out. It will not go, and the free throw was continue for Jabril Bello. Just 2 of 6 from the free throw line today. He shoots 73% for the free throw line. Hasn't been able to get him to go freely today. Here's Parker now, driving into the lane. This time he'll dish it off. It's a elbow jumper coming out of Josh Bannon. It won't go off the front of the rim. And the Bobcats with a 4-point lead to the basketball. Here, 2:16 to go in the second half. Xavier Bishop past half court, now looking over to the sideline where Coach Stanley Sprinkles getting the guys in motion. Give it over to Abdul Muhammad. Abdul Muhammad in the right wing. Down to 2:04 to go in this ball game. 59-55. The Bobcats hold a 4-point lead. Here's Xavier Bishop. 8 seconds to shoot. Ahmed Adami at the free throw line. Jumper up, no good. And a nice rebound inside for Jabril Bello. And the Bobcats get another try of it here now. Xavier Bishop at the top. 1:48 to go in this ball game. He's driving over to his right. 10 seconds to shoot. Ahmed Adami with the left wing. Back over to Bishop. Down to 5 seconds. Long three. Off the side of the rim, and it won't go. And a rebound coming from Montana with 1:35 to go in the ball game. Driving over to the right now is Robert Beasley. Looking for somewhere to go. And inbounded over to Hollinger. No timeouts left for Montana. Montana State with 2 timeouts left. Cleared over the top to Cameron Parker. Dribbling over to his left. 1:20 to go in the ball game. Spinning his way over the hoop. Kellen Times playing defense. Knocks it out and takes it away. What a play by the freshman that time to steal this one away. Here's Xavier Bishop now. Driving over the top with 1:10 to go in the ball game. The Bobcats could take it down to 50 seconds on where the shot clock is right now. Driving over to the left side. Here's Xavier Bishop. Bishop now clears it over the top to Abdul Muhammad. Abdul trying to go down inside. It's knocked out of bounds. And it's saved into the hands of Bello. What a slam! He saved it into Bello's hands. And he dunked it down. Driving in. Here's a shot, a whistle coming. A whistle coming against the Bobcats that time. This one called on number 1 with the body foul. Xavier Bishop, who picks up number 1. That's going to be the 10th team foul coming against the Bobcats. Onto the free throw line to shoot 2. Montana State up by 6. That was a big one right there. They saved it into the hands, and he made it out. Here's the first free throw. It's up and good that time. That brings it back within 5. Tyler Patterson checks into the ballgame now to try to add a little offense for the Bobcats. As Kellen Times will check out for the second. Bobcats could theoretically take this down to 18 seconds on the game clock. Second free throw's up and good. So that makes it 61-57, a 4-point lead for the Bobcats now. Abdul Muhammad, full court pressure coming the way now of Montana. Abdul Muhammad looking for somewhere to go with the basketball, and he'll use a timeout. It was a couple of seconds. He was looking around. Guys running all around, and he'll take a timeout. 61-57. It's a 4-point lead right now for Montana State over Montana with 48 seconds remaining in the ball game. We're near the top of the hour. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. 10 second station ID break as you're listening to Bobcat Basketball. Goes out to all our great affiliates across the state of Montana. It's Montana State and Montana. Always have a good one here with the ball on the wild. With Bill Haverty, I'm Zach Mackey on the Bobcat Radio Network. 61-57. 4-point lead right now for Montana State over Montana. Bobcats got to get the basketball in. Got to be able to get it past half court. And they could take this down to 18 seconds. Xavier Bishop will, of course, be the one bringing it down. Full court pressure coming the way. It's man-to-man full court pressure.
Nick Gonzalez in for Abdul Muhammad, so Tyler Patterson now the trigger man on the inbound.
All right, Patterson will inbound it to Nick Gonzalez. He will give it back over to Patterson. He almost loses it. And now Patterson will regain it. Nick Gonzalez getting past half court. Dribbles through a double team that time, but a whistle coming against Montana. Montana's number 1, Linnell Martin, will get his 3rd personal. And with 10, both teams are going to be shooting 2 for the rest of the way. 40.4 seconds remain. Free throws are going to be critical. The Bobcats 9 of 13 in this game for the free throw line. That's 69%. Grizzlies 11 for 14 for the free throw line. That's 79%.
Gonzalez only 8 free throws on the season. He's made them all.
Free throws up and good. Yeah, when he's on the court, there's a technical foul or anything. They will send him to the line to shoot those. One of the better free throw shooters on this team. 62-57. The Bobcats with a 5-point lead. This free throw is big to punch it to a full 3-possession or 2-possession lead, that is. A couple of 3-pointers. Second free throw's up. Good. 63-57. It's a 6-point lead for the Bobcats. Abdul Muhammad checks in. Nick Gonzalez checks out with 40.4 seconds remaining in the ballgame. Down to the baseline, taking it out is Martin. A little full court pressure just being applied by the Bobcats. Driving over to the right, behind the back. Looked like he wanted the shot. Now they'll drive over to the right side. Spin move. And they travel. No, offensive foul, sorry. Offensive foul coming against number 5, Beasley, his second. And the basketball goes back over to the Bobcats.
Well, there have been some really borderline calls that could have been flops called in this game, I believe. That wasn't one of them. That was just a tremendous defensive position and an enormous stop for Montana State.
So back over to the Bobcats now, up by 6 with the basketball. 32.2 seconds remaining in the ballgame. Here's Tyler Patterson. Patterson looking for somewhere, and he finds Ahmed Adamu. Adamu now dribbling past half court, and he's fouled. Adamu will be fouled by Robbie Beasley, and that's going to be Beasley's third.
Well, there's been a gritty effort by Montana. They haven't had a lot of flow defensively or offensively rather in the second half, except for Cameron Parker's brilliance, but they have stayed in this game with grit and good defense.
Tell you what, that's a hard spot to be in for this Montana group. Down by 13 in the second half on a road game. As that free throw's up and good, and they battle their way back. The Bobcats, give them credit, have never given that lead up. They continue to hold that lead from halftime on. 64-57. 7-point lead. That stretches into 3 possessions. And with 28.8 seconds left, you feel pretty good if you're a Bobcat fan. That second free throw up, no good that time for Ahmed Adamu. And quickly down the court, they know they got to go. Here's Parker now. Turns, spins, feeds it down to the baseline. Up, and a foul coming against Xavier Bishop.
That was an amazing pass by Parker. Found Beasley all alone on the, or actually not all alone on the end zone, pretty much blanketed by Xavier Bishop, but a brilliant pass, and Beasley got himself to the free throw line with the clock stopped.
Yeah, this is where Montana wants to be, down by the margin that they sit. That free throw's up and good, down by 6. They want to be able to score points without taking time off the clock. Got no timeouts remaining. The Bobcats sit with just 1 more remaining with 21.9 seconds on the clock. Robbie Beasley at the free throw line, and the free throw's up and good. That makes it a 5-point ball game. Nick Gonzalez back in, but this is a chess match, isn't it? We see people running in and out in front of us. Offensively, you want guys in. Defensively, you want guys in.
Gonzalez a little bit better on the operational side, getting the ball up floor. Muhammad certainly a better rebounder.
Here's Tyler Patterson now, looking for somewhere to go with the basketball, looking for somewhere, and he's got Xavier Bishop, who's fouled as soon as this comes in. Just about 0.6 seconds came off the clock that time.
Really good patience by Tyler Patterson to wait for Xavier Bishop to pop open right near the charge circle underneath the basket.
I'm going to call this one on number 12, Brandon Whitney, and that's his second personal. So Xavier Bishop to the free throw line, where Xavier's a perfect 1-for-1 today. That free throw's up and good. Bobcats up by 6. This is a big free throw right here. This stretches it to 3 possessions here with 21.1 seconds left to go with the ball game. Xavier Bishop with 1 more free throw here. 65-59, Montana State in front.
Grizzlies doing a good job extending this game as long as they can.
Free throws up and good. 7-point lead for Montana State with 20 seconds remaining in the ball game. Parker's quickly down the court now, driving up to the right, turns, spins into the lane, and it's stolen out of his hands. Valentine's with the basketball, and the Bobcats can dribble this one out. And in Montana State, pass half court, Xavier Bishop with it, and the Bobcats will win it. Winners in the Brawl of the Wild.